True story, I just shot this entire video and I forgot to hit the record button. So, well, first of all, let me just say this. Fuck that shit. 5 things that I learned from, co-writing and co-directing my first short film. So this isn't my first short film, so to speak, but it was the first project that I was, very intensely working with someone to, bring a project from the writing process all the way down to the directing process, everything, the whole shebang. Most of my videos consist of these like crazy phone sketches that I did with my business partner at the time.
I've seen this before! Wait, PA, can I really pull down for duct tape and grab my drill? The big one! Victor, give us the break!
Was blessed to be able to get a cinema camera, which we now was able to create these like cinematic sketches. Back in 2021 I shot a sketch and with 2 buddies of mine, and who would have known that that sketch would have led to me talking to one of my friends and him connecting me with someone who I now consider a great friend, who was the co-writer and co-director of this project. I think that we both had these, not just me and him, but the producers involved on this project. Shout out to Q and Ja. We had these soft skills, and here are 5 things that I learned. Number 1 is checking my ego and realizing that I don't know everything, and I don't have to know everything. I'm a believer the moment you start to move like you know everything is the moment you stop learning. And sometimes let that shit go and don't put the pressure on yourself to have all the answers. You'll figure that shit out. And that, leads me into my second point, which is trusting in your partner. Like, this is important because y'all came on this ship together, and you have to trust in them that, they are putting in the work, that they are, going to put their best foot forward, that they want this project to be the best that it can be. And you just have to trust in their decisions, their opinions, because during this project, he would bring up things to me, and he would be like, he may not have the words for it because it was a red flag, but when we really got to the nut of it, he was right. And it was something that I was like, damn, I'm glad that I trusted in him to, just be like, hey, Jameer, I don't know how I feel about this, because if he would have never, brought that up, it'd have been a huge hole in the story. And the third thing is trusting in yourself. Yes, you can trust in your partner, and yes, you don't have to know it all, but the other thing is just trusting in you. Trusting that you will be able to deliver on this project, like that you will be able to provide value, making decisions that you really don't even actually know the answer to. It's just taking your best guess and hoping that this guess is right. I think also now, as I'm able to reflect on it, that it's bigger than just having the answer at the moment, but it's also having the ability to be wrong and say, hey, if I get this shit wrong, it's okay, I'll figure it out. 4, over communicate. Over communicate. Because even though you're working on the project together, I don't think it's possible that you all can be on the same accord or the same page all the time. It's just, I don't think that's possible. So you have to try to get as close. If this is the line that is the line of the story, and let's say my partner's right here, I'm right here, we have to try to get as close to that line as possible. Because the line is the story that, the story that we're trying to tell. Because no matter what, let's just face it, you're going to not be on the same page on certain things because it's just life. But over communicating will help eliminate some of those things, in my opinion. 5th, I think this is important. Spending time to get to know each other. And not just with my co-director, our producers, Q and Ja, and everybody in the cast, in the crew, but specifically him, since we was, writing this story, and we had to spend a lot of time, 9-hour phone calls, working on second drafts and third drafts and shit like that. And a lot of the times it was just us laughing and getting to know each other, and not just being about work, because that chemistry and getting to know your, the person you're working closely with can, actually make you tighter, and it's bigger than just the work. And that was something that I struggled with a while back, that I would just be all about the work. But now I'm like, hey, take some time to get to know each other, because y'all gonna get back to work, y'all gonna do the work, but it's the team, man, and you gotta know your teammates sometimes outside of just the actual job that you're working on. It's important. That's it. I think these are some of the soft skills, I think they're called, not, the hard skills. You don't have to know it all. Check your ego, trusting your partner, trusting yourself, over communicating, and getting to know each other. And I feel like, doing these things, these 5 things, and there's many more. I think there's many more. And even whether it's your first project or it's the project you've already been on, hell, I'm only 24. If this was the first time that I really was this deep co-writing and co-directing with somebody, now being out of it, I'm realizing that the soft skills are just as important as the technical skills, and it's about the people on the project. These are just my 2 cents on, you know, some things that I learned from just this one project in particular that I worked really closely with somebody on. And don't forget to like, comment if you see this shit, and subscribe, and that's the end of this video. Peace.